LiberalViewer presents.
So Fox News has been trying to stoke up anti-immigrant sentiment this week with very heavy coverage of the tragic shooting in San Francisco that killed a young woman and was allegedly committed by an undocumented immigrant. That undocumented immigrant had been transferred from federal custody to the San Francisco jail to face a local drug charge, then released when the drug charge was dropped because the federal authorities never got a warrant for his arrest on any other charge. Yet, when undocumented filmmaker Jose Antonio Vargas tried to point out the lack of a warrant was the problem to Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly, who is also a lawyer, she gave a completely dishonest legal analysis to further the Fox News narrative, blaming the so-called sanctuary city of San Francisco in this clip.
Here's one fact that I think people have to really understand. Sanchez this could have been prevented if ICE, the Immigration Customs and Enforcement, had issued a warrant for his arrest. They never issued a warrant.
They should have done that, but they didn't have to. They didn't have to.
Actually, they had to do that.
No, they did not. I refer you to 8 CFR section 287.7D. Upon a determination by Homeland Security to issue a detainer, local police shall maintain custody of the alien, a fact reiterated by the Department of Homeland Security and ICE just today.
So what's really dishonest about the way Megyn Kelly read that section of the Code of Federal Regulations there is that she stopped right in the middle of a sentence in a way that really changed the meaning. Megyn Kelly read the part that says the local police shall maintain custody of the alien, but stopped before it went on to say, for a period not to exceed 48 hours. And what makes that legal analysis for Megyn Kelly even more dishonest are cases like the recent opinion of the Third Circuit Court of Appeals specifically saying the word shall in that sentence only makes the 48-hour maximum mandatory, not the detainer request. Even worse for Megyn Kelly, that opinion also goes on to point out that every other federal court and every federal agency to address the question has also found these immigrant detainers are requests, not mandatory. And worst of all for Megyn Kelly in this opinion is the part where the court points out that these detainers could not be mandatory without violating the anti-commandeering doctrine of the 10th Amendment. Finally, if the 10th Amendment isn't enough of the Bill of Rights to prove Megyn Kelly wrong, another federal court found that if a jail like the one in San Francisco actually honored one of these immigrant detainers and held someone in jail, the jail can be sued for holding the immigrant without probable cause in violation of the Fourth Amendment. That's why Jose Antonio Vargas was correct. The federal immigration authorities needed a warrant based on probable cause from a judge. So, to summarize, Megyn Kelly's legal analysis was wrong based on the text of the regulation, wrong based on every court and federal agency to decide the issue, and wrong based on both the Fourth and 10th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, but that didn't stop Megyn Kelly from self-righteously intoning "the law is the law" when her guest, undocumented filmmaker Jose Antonio Vargas, tried to point out the important public safety reasons behind sanctuary cities in this clip.
Sanctuary cities exist so that immigrants who live in cities can actually report to police and to sheriff,
but
listen, and can work together.
I understand
that's why they exist.
I understand that that's their justification, but the law is the law, and fidelity to the law is what binds us together as a country, and failure to do so has real consequences, like Kate Steinle and her family just learned.
Geez, invoking the dead shooting victim is pretty heavy emotional demagoguery, but it's especially disingenuous when it's based again on an entirely false reading of the law, and if those two times were not enough, you can hear Megyn Kelly really start to yell her false legal analysis about the policy needing to be changed that she again dishonestly claimed is a lawless policy by the end of this clip.
That we can't have this kind of policy affecting people in this way, and something needs to be done.
Yes, hey, you're talking to an undocumented immigrant in this country who's waiting for the government to do something. I agree with you. Something has to be done. But I think the dangerous thing here, though, Megyn, is that this man does not represent all 11, 12 million undocumented immigrants like me.
I understand that. I understand. And those who suggest that are engaged in hyperbole. That is conceded. However, it is also problematic to ignore this and not use this as an opportunity to re-examine a lawless policy.
You gotta love that level of self-righteous wrongness. It's almost some kind of Fox News trademark conjuring up that kind of righteous indignation out of a totally false conclusion, and it's also dishonest, I think, but I want to know what you think. Given that Megyn Kelly's legal conclusion is contradicted by every court, every federal agency, and even the second half of the sentence she quoted, does that mean she's either dishonest or professionally incompetent? And regarding the Fox News narrative, by focusing blame on local officials forced to deal with this fallout from a broken national immigration system, is Fox News trying to divert attention from the Republican House of Representatives that killed bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform?
I YouTube, you decide.